full of great vehicles. You don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No tagline, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of it. Jackie Robinson waited twice to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see a bit of an increase in cloud cover by later this afternoon, but still see mild temps with a high of around 65. Southeast winds at 15 to 20. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, a low dropping down to around 42. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover, slightly warmer with a high of 67. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. We are back live together for today, and then things start getting a little crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Nick, you'll be solo. No, wait a minute.
I'll be here tomorrow.
I'll be gone tomorrow.
Gone.
You'll be here tomorrow.
I'll be via text. I was
gonna say
via Zoom on Thursday and Friday. Okay. Maybe Thursday. Friday I might take off. We'll see how Thursday goes. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know about 3 minutes before the show or something.
I'll start coming with, all right, AD's back.
Yeah.
All right, where's Raff? Lost him.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll just clip you saying, all right, we're back.
Oh,
we should.
And then we can just play it every single time.
That's probably key.
We should do that.
Because there's a lot of drinking games going on these days.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line here.
What's that Sanders did? Say if that was a drinking game, he'd be passed out.
Yeah.
Plan accordingly that Raff and the drinking game will not be as active as normal.
Or could be more active. You never know.
Maybe.
Nick, you had a soccer game yesterday, man. You went and checked out, right?
Soccer.
Yeah. I went to Millard South and Omaha South. I didn't get into, I'm not a huge soccer, excuse me, not a huge soccer fan, but I went last night and it was a good time. Omaha South comes away with the victory, but districts start this weekend. So we'll see what happens. Nice. So I've somewhat been adopted into becoming a Millard South fan, unfortunately, but
look at you.
Here we are.
There's nothing wrong with Millard South fan. I can get with that. Yeah. I can get Millard South. I spoke in Omaha last night. and it's called Cheer Athletics, and they are one of the top gyms in the country. I think they only have 14 of them, and the vetting process before they let you open one up, I guess, is the strictest one that's out there.
Wow.
And man, that place was massive. It's right off of I-80. What exit is that, Raff? The one to go
370?
370, I believe, to go to Papio or whatever. Bellevue, actually. But that place is massive.
Yeah.
30,000 square feet, man. And the floors are bouncy and all the rest of that crazy stuff. From the age of, I think the youngest there last night was 5 or 6.
Wow.
In the open division, I think the oldest one was 23, I believe. And but yeah, man, that is, and they have their competitions, nationals, in Orlando coming up. And man, it's just watching those kids are athletes, bro. The type of tumbling and stuff they were doing and the hours they put in, I'd take football practice over that any day.
Yeah,
it was a lot. It was
crazy.
But cool peeps, man. Cool
True
peeps.
that.
Yeah.
Thomas Lincoln says wild part timing. I guess Nick, we put in the work on the drive. Raff's phrases, drinking game. All right, is 1 shot. Let's ride is 2. John O.A. Winston's is 3, and Twitter handle is 5.
Dude, that's like a guaranteed 8.
Yeah, you're
that's
done.
like 20 shots a day guaranteed.
There you go at night.
Well,
you go at night. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about today. We want to continue to unpack the spring game by position. I think that'd be interesting. Also, there's some news on the a new change of Nebraska's football schedule. Minor change, but interesting change. Also, want to get your thoughts on. I just found this article literally just this morning. I was on hold with a particular airline, forever, and dude, I'm still mad, but nevertheless. But I came across this article that just basically to Raff and Nick on the crowd storming the field after the game, because we're going to talk about that later. What's your thoughts on it, and also what the SEC is potentially going to do if they do it? I mean, they're not messing around. If they actually go through with what they're saying they're going to do, it's going to be pretty stringent. Husker sports today, fellas. Husker schedule. We're playing a certain school tonight, folks. Anybody guess?
Good old Omaha.
Oh man,
the Mavericks.
Yep.
What do you think Nebraska gets one, Nick? Because we looked at the RPI.
Yes, they have to. They need to win tonight. I tweeted this out yesterday, guys. And the RPI of the Huskers' next 4 opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And it shapes up like this. They all rank out lower than 200 in RPI. Omaha is 236th. South Dakota State, who they play tomorrow, is 267th. Minnesota, who they have a series with this weekend, is 232nd. And next week's midweek game against North Dakota State is 208th. Here's what's crazy also. The rest of the schedule, these next, let's see, it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Well, I guess it'd be 7 games. These next 7 games. Gee whiz. Nebraska needs to go 6-1, 5-2 at the worst. And here's why. The rest of their schedule for the season shapes up like this. Maryland, 58th. Creighton, 94th.
How's that again?
Creighton. Penn State, 117th. And Purdue, 211th.
Man.
Nebraska against RPI 200 plus this year are 8-2. So there's that to kind of chew on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then hold on one second. I can tell you those 2 teams that they've lost to that were under 200. Okay,
probably
here they are.
Omaha the first time, probably.
Both Omaha.
Yep.
Both are Omaha. The team that they're playing tonight are the only 2 that you've lost to.
Let me ask you this.
They could win all those games and probably still drop.
That's what I was going to say. They could win,
yes,
and their RPI could still go down because of how hard the RPIs of the opponent.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. However, what it does, I think, for morality and confidence going into that final stretch and ultimately the Big Ten tournament, I think, because Nebraska's sitting at 98th in the RPI right now. They're sitting at 98th in the RPI. You want to know how RPI is functioned. Florida State is the perfect example. They're 14-25 overall, and they have the third hardest schedule in the country, and they're 91st.
Nice.
Who's that again?
Florida
State.
State. Florida State has the third hardest schedule in the country. They have a 14-25 record, and they rank 7 spots above Nebraska.
Where's the Big Ten tournament at this year?
Omaha.
Ooh, home court advantage.
Yeah.
Do they call that a court?
Field.
But you know what, though, dude?
Home diamond.
We really haven't really taken care of the home field, man.
Well, I was
consistently.
thinking
It'd be
anything,
great
yeah.
for us. But I'm
sure the Big Ten's rejoicing they'll actually get some crowds there this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, that's a big. They have a big schedule this week.
They got to take care of business. It's obviously, as we've mentioned before on the show, it's probably going to be one of those things where they have to win the Big Ten tournament to make a regional, and that's fine because they've done it before. But it's going to be a little bit more of a taller task this year. You're going to need. You cannot go into the Big Ten tournament and out of your starting pitchers. What was that stat line again? I want to find it if I can.
6-run ERA.
Over 3 games, have 6 2/3 innings pitched, 13 hits allowed, 12 earned runs, 7 walks, and 5 strikeouts with a 16.2 ERA. You can't have that. Why? Because you're also not going to make it to game number 2 if you're pitching like that.
No, you're not. You're not.
Or game number 3 because I guess it's double elimination. But you got to figure out a way to get the bats are going to be there. The bats are going to be there. The crowd's going to be there. They're going to show up. You just got to figure out a way to get some pitching from start to finish.
Well, that's been the thing we've been so inconsistent with this year, man. The biggest inconsistency as far as has been the bullpen. So they got, I guess Omaha
the
tonight.
Mavs.
The Mavs tonight. The Jackrabbits tomorrow. Yeah, that's that RPI thing still trips me out, man. Still trips me out.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it is a flawed system. It's
flawed.
A very flawed and fraudulent system.
Very flawed.
And which is why the college basketball went away from focusing on the RPI.
Yeah.
They focused on Ken Palm now and the net. But I mean, that even has its own issues. So I would say that still has its own issues. But which, by the way, Nebraska in the early season rankings next year, Husker men's basketball, 47th in the country.
Really,
47th in the country.
Boom.
When you take into account all new transfers and everything. Anyway,
pencil it in down.
But Husker baseball,
Sweet 16.
Yeah, and it's people saying that they got to qualify for the Big Ten tournament first, and that's true. I think they get it done. I think they qualify because I wouldn't be surprised if they win all the remaining of their series, except for Maryland. Maryland's the interesting one, obviously, because they're a top team in the Big Ten and have one of the highest RPIs in the Big Ten conference as well. So, yeah, the Big Ten's going to have to look at it though eventually. If Nebraska doesn't make the Big Ten tournament for the second straight year, do they want to keep it at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha? Do they want to take it back to a Target Field in Minnesota? Do they want to maybe try for a minor league ballpark in Chicago or somewhere else where they might get more fans, number one, or it might look a little more full and it's closer to the Big Ten home office?
Den Hartog, Lincoln, Nebraska.
I said Warner Park. I said go to Warner Park because that place would be full. It would be full. You have casual baseball fans. I remember I went to the Big Ten tournament last year. Granted, Nebraska wasn't in it, but you had casual fans that just came to watch baseball. Even if it was Illinois versus Minnesota.
What's the size? What's the size of Warner Park? What's their
capacity for?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So that is a beautiful facility. I just wonder what the crowd size is in their capacity.
I'm gonna guess 6,500.
9,023.
Okay.
Missed it by that much.
But you think about if they had it there, which would be a cool setting, more intimate. But they're thinking about making money, man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I suppose that I mean, you want to play, if you have the opportunity, you want to play where the College World Series is played.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
But you want to talk, I mean, like it's not, when Nebraska wasn't in it last year, it was ugly on TV.
Yeah.
It was pretty sparse. You did not see.
It's been
and
Minnesota same way.
Granted, yeah, exactly. But granted, you had probably 4,000 people there.
Yeah.
They're just spread out. It looks
in
like
a stadium that seats how many?
I think it's 18.
18 to 20, I think, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
when they played it in Minnesota, it's even worse than that. It's like 40 and
oh wow, it really looks empty.
Yeah.
But the American Nightmare says
24,000.
24,000.
Yeah.
Okay. American Nightmare, Nebraska's 8 games because remember they have to finish the first game against Creighton next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then the second game man, that is going to be a busy one. Appreciate that, American Nightmare. I'm just laughing at you guys' things about planes and all the rest of that stuff. If you only knew how how ugly sometimes travel is, man. Believe me, it is not a luxury.
Somebody said earlier, I believe it was, OGCJ says it came up last hour, retracting roof on Memorial Stadium and how to fund it. You think that if AD took all that flying private money in 5-star hotels and just flew first class and stayed in 4-star hotels, do you think that would only take 4 months to fund it?
So it goes from the Frank Solich locker room to the Aaron Davis retractable dome.
He's already got Seacrest Field scoreboard named after him.
Yeah. So. Might as well go for the
trifecta.
exacta.
Exactly.
Not. I would be hustling today, man. Hustling. Just like everybody else. If I get there, I might be driving to Chicago. Well, folks, we come back. We're going to break down the spring game some more by position. And really kind of, again, we kind of got your thoughts and input on yesterday. Also, the Lincoln Stars had a big game last night.
We're giving away tickets to game 2.
Yes, we're going to discuss that when we come back as well. On the other side of this break, after a message from our sponsors. The Drive with AD and Raff. Nick holding it down, 90.7 Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out Sandhill Jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action-packed racing, go to Kansas Speedway. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 6th and 7th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Confidence, 1111.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April, with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal. MWR Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Playoff hockey comes to the capital city this week as the Lincoln Stars host the Des Moines Buccaneers in the first round of the 2023 Clark Cup playoffs. It's a best of 3 series with Game 1 coming on Monday night, Game 2 on Tuesday, and if necessary, Game 3 on Wednesday. All 3 games at 7:05 p.m. and at the Icebox. Lock in your postseason seats. Cheer on the Stars by purchasing $10 tickets now at LincolnStars.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and at an event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 self-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and the Internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We'll see a bit of an increase in cloud cover by later this afternoon, but still see mild temps with a high of around 65. Southeast winds at 15 to 20. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, a low dropping down to around 42. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover, slightly warmer with a high of 67. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. Take a drink.
Oh. That is horrible encouragement.
Cheeseburger texted in. Jeff at Farrell's got mad at him for bad-mouthing the Huskers. And then he tortured us at 6 p.m. yesterday. Yep, that's what happens. If you go to Farrell's and you bad-mouth the Huskers, Jeff is going to take it out on you. That's what it's all about.
Oh man. Hold on one sec. Yes. I'm looking at some of these texts and they're hilarious, man.
Thomas and Lincoln, he's playing the game today. Get him up. Time to drink.
Here, I'll answer this question. Newt asks, do you think Husker baseball could qualify for a regional if they were first in the Big Ten at the end of the regular season? No. They need to win the Big Ten tournament.
Gotta win the tournament.
And the base, I mean, the reason why, part of it's the RPI, yes. The other part is, unfortunately, the Big Ten just has zero respect in baseball. They just get zero national respect. It's because partially because the Big Ten Conference doesn't respect baseball, doesn't prioritize baseball. Other reason is because there's no perennial national team. There's no Arkansas, there's no Vanderbilt, there's nothing else like that. So
okay. Well, they just got to win. Yeah. I mean, that's what it pretty much boils down to. You just got to win the game, man. You just got to win. That's just the bottom line. There's no getting around that part of it.
Yeah.
But again, with Stars tickets, we do have Stars tickets available. How are we going to do that, Nick?
Raff can do trivia. We have, I think if it's similar to yesterday, we can give away two groups of four.
Two groups of four. Two groups of four Stars tickets. Tonight's puck drops at what time?
7:05, game 2 between Lincoln and the Des Moines Buccaneers. Lincoln won. The Stars won last night and took game 1. So they can advance to more than likely play Waterloo over the weekend if they can win tonight at the Icebox. So we can Raff, since he's the trivia guy,
trivia
guru, if he can think of trivia that's non-John Elway related, and
I don't know. A lot of people guessed John Elway before I asked.
That's true. That's true. So that's why we can't do it. Then we can give away 2 groups of 4 tickets, 8 total tickets if you want to.
Sweet. So what's the first? You'll give it a trivia question?
Oh, we do it. We do it now.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah,
Text
Raff,
in 402-464-5685. First 2 that can go tonight. You have to be able to pick them up at the station today. And you go to the game tonight at 7:05 p.m. So we'll get ready to give away those tickets here.
All right. Today's trivia question. When was the last time the Lincoln Stars won the Clark Cup championship?
That's a good one, Raff.
Thank you.
That's a really good one. Do you know the answer?
Yes, I do.
I have no idea.
I couldn't give you even a guess.
A lot of Denver Broncos guesses coming in right now. Ooh.
Nathan?
Nope, not quite. Close, though.
Is not
the last time the Lincoln Stars won the Clark Cup.
How many Clark Cups do they have?
They've won 2.
Okay. The last time.
Nathan just got it. And Chris.
Nathan and Chris. Okay, so Nathan and Chris, congratulations. I will go ahead and write your information down because we have through our text line, we have your phone number. So Nathan and Chris, congratulations. Stop on in. Those tickets will be waiting for you at the front for game 2 tonight. And I mean, just a PSA, every show today should be giving away Lincoln Stars tickets to game 2 of the playoffs tonight. If you do not win tickets or you don't even want to play, they're $10 online. They're $10 to go to a playoff hockey game. Make sure you go out and support the Lincoln Stars.
And Mason Marcellus.
Yeah.
And Cameron Whitehead.
Absolutely.
You know, they got a guy on their team named Raftery. I was like, what?
Raftery.
I was like,
I like that.
I was like, my brother plays on the squad?
Probably a little bit cooler.
I love
Whoa.
There's the shot.
All right.
There's a veiled shot.
Yeah. Take a drink when Nick is mean to Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Happens a lot.
That'd only be the one drink a day. We're helping people. All right. Let's set it to
There's 2. All right. We're going to break. This is the Drive 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at your car. It probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carryout, or schedule a catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down. during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and Andermatt. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April, with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Experience cool blue waters right in your backyard. All in-stock above-ground swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. And don't forget to stock up for the season with our spring chemical sale for any new or existing pool. Learn more at bonsallpool.com or visit us at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better. For 75 years, Cedars has been a refuge for children in need, providing kids with safety, stability, and enduring family relationships. Learn more about the organization and how to be part of it every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Cedars Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
For Sean Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. AD, it's about that time for the doctors.
Yes, it is. Sam Cook.
Now punting.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
It just gets better and better every time.
The harmonization on that song is amazing.
Yeah, especially this part right about here.
About the French I took.
I roll. I had to find. I just have to find it.
At the start of that lyric, he was not harmonizing, but at the end he was.
Yeah,
he started on key.
Don't know much about the French I took.
Then he's like, okay, I gotta get.
But I do know that.
He's like, then I gotta get a little higher.
I roll.
Well, fellas, it is the draft coming up. What's that?
Our name Texas says, getting better, guys. You don't even have to mute. I don't even have to mute you anymore. It's a recording. We play the same one every day. It sounds the same every day.
It's like fine wine.
See, it's conditioning. It's all about conditioning.
It's growing on people.
It's just conditioning, man.
One day they're in their car like, you know what? They're not too bad.
These guys really aren't
Next
that bad.
day, man, they're getting better. They're getting it down. Same recording.
I think later in the week, people get used to it. On Mondays, like, man, please My ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
Sorry. Clark Cup answer 2003.
There it is.
2003. Sorry about that. My bad.
We got to break. We were like, wait, we didn't give the answer of what the when the last time they won the Clark Cup was. We just said Nathan and Chris won it. So they're gonna stop by our station, by the way, 330 North 48th Street. And we were like, wait, we didn't give the answer. We just said Nathan and Chris won.
It's like that meme from Caddyshack. Well,
yeah, exactly.
We're waiting.
2003.
Oh man. Well, a little bit of Husker history. In 1988, because it is the NFL draft, folks, is coming up. We'll talk about that as well. Neil Smith is the number 2 pick at the NFL draft, going to the Chiefs. Also, big plays in return game helped boost the Rich with 37-14 winning the spring game. That was all in 1980. Neil Smith, of course, goes down on a very decorated career with the Chiefs and Raff's Broncos.
Yeah,
he
2
played
Super Bowl wins.
He played with some nasty dogs in Kansas City, man.
Derek Thomas,
DT. Yeah, that was a squad.
Oh, you know who they also had? Dan Saliamuya. You remember that? He was a middle guard.
Yeah.
He was like a bricklayer, and then
Yeah.
he ended up being in the NFL.
I remember that. I can never pronounce his name right, though.
Dan Saliamua.
Something like that.
And then I think, Warfield, I think, got a few years down there with him, too.
Not with Neil Smith.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
With Neil Smith and Warfield?
I think Neil Smith was on a team with Warfield.
Dude, Neil Smith, I don't know, Raff, because that's
97, 98. Okay, it might have been later. No, because I thought.
You think maybe in his later years? 1 year, maybe?
I could have
thought
swore
Neil
there was
retired
a Rod Smith and Warfield used to go up against each other. I thought that was. Let me check.
Let me see. Yeah, check and see when, because I thought Neil had retired by then.
Yeah, I feel like
because Warfield didn't get to the league until when.
I could be wrong, but man, I feel like that they
maybe a year.
They
maybe
just
a
might
year.
have.
Let me see here. 203. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought Neil was already gone by that point.
98 was his first year. So his first year in Kansas City would have been Neil's second year in Denver. So I guess they played, but they never played together on the same
Right.
team. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I was excited.
Corey Lincoln says, look at the first 5 picks in the 89 draft. We'll have to look that up.
Oh, it's nuts.
I have to look that up.
You got Barry. You got Troy Aikman, who led off. You got Neon Deion Sanders. You've got, who was drafted in that draft too is Broderick Thomas, the
Sandman. Overall sports history in 2009 NFL draft, Georgia quarterback Matthew Stafford was the first pick by Nick's Detroit Lions in 2009.
Detroit Lions.
Here, I have a question for you, Raff. Can you name the top 5 picks in
top
order?
5 picks in order
Of 89.
Troy Aikman is 1.
Okay. This is a tackle from Michigan State.
Tony Mandrich 2.
Okay.
Can you give me the team for 3?
No, because it'll give it away.
I
I
don't think it was Barry Sanders.
It was
Barry Sanders.
Yep.
3.
Number 4.
Oh.
Played in the SEC.
Number 4.
From Alabama. You said his name already today.
Yeah, Derek Thomas.
Yep.
DG.
Number 5.
Barry Sanders. Or no, I did Barry Sanders.
Yep.
Deion Sanders.
Deion number 6 from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Number 6, Broderick Thomas.
There it is. Nice.
And number 29, maybe Steve Atwater. 29 or 30. 29, 30.
Nope.
No? When was Atwater? 20. He was at the end of that round.
20th.
He was 20th.
What college did Atwater go to?
Arkansas. Ooh, pig suey. And then
Yep.
I remember that draft. It was either going to be Lewis Oliver, who ended up going to the Dolphins,
At 25th overall.
or Steve Atwater was going to be the Broncos pick. So the Broncos did well there with making that selection with Atwater.
Yeah.
That was a great draft.
Yeah, not bad.
There were some dogs in that draft, man.
Oh, yeah.
There were some dogs in that draft. You think about no, I'm gonna say that for the next trivia day. for Thursday or Friday.
Next year on the same trivia day.
Yeah.
Game 2 of the Stars playoff. I've been holding on this for the last 365 days.
What's that?
I said game 2. We're gonna find ourselves next year on trivia on the giving away Stars tickets and say, all right, we've been waiting on this for 365 days.
What was he holding back?
You know, Sanderson, I must read this before we go to break. It says, keep having fun with guys, talking with sports. I've learned anything this last week. Nothing in sports really that serious. Perspective is everything. He's exactly right. Sanderson, hope you continue to heal up too, buddy, and safely as far as that goes. Chief says you guys should come out Saturday afternoon. They're doing a rollover competition after the races. Rollover competition.
Like cars?
Purposely try to roll over?
I think so. Maybe.
Dang, that's dangerous.
Huh.
Well, it's
Cheeseburger. That'd be pretty cool to watch, though, man.
Take a video.
Yeah, roll.
That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, send us a video. We want to see it.
Yeah, that'd be scary. Like purposely trying to flip a car over, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the answer to the trivia question? It was what year, guys, again?
2003.
2003 was the answer to the trivia question.
Under, I believe, head coach Steve Johnson, I believe. I know a guy that would know. Chase B. Steve Johnson. Was he the coach in 2003? I believe he was.
Let us know.
Or maybe it's Rick or Steve. Something Johnson. I know that.
Chris says, thanks for the tickets. The kids love the Stars. Just
Heck
pick
yeah.
them up.
Heck
Thanks,
yeah,
Chris.
let's
Appreciate
go.
it.
Great
brother.
experience.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we're going to send it to break. After I have a word from our sponsor. We'll be back to talk and break down the spring game again. Look at different positions, who stood out, who shined. And there is some news on a game change.
Game change.
Yes, game change. We'll discuss that. This is The Drive with AD and Raff and Nick holding it down. 9.7 ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill 100 new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April, with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info, or call 402-467-1627.
Playoff hockey comes to the capital city this week as the Lincoln Stars host the Des Moines Buccaneers in the first round of the 2023 Clark Cup playoffs. It's a best-of-3 game series with Game 1 coming on Monday night, Game 2 on Tuesday, and if necessary, Game 3 on Wednesday. All 3 games will be played at 7:05 p.m. and at the Icebox. Lock in your postseason seats to cheer on the Stars by purchasing $10 tickets now at LincolnStars.com.
Spring is here, and Acres has special financing on all John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Get your yard looking great and use John Deere's wide selection of attachments to landscape your property to perfection. And for a limited time, with a purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Acres, solutions for every field.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seeding Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis,
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. Talking some Nebraska football spring game.
You know, Chase B says, real fast, hey, Nick, I might have a pair of seats on the ice, on the glass if you want them.
We are okay, Chase. I'm going with some buddies that also have seats on the glass.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Awesome.
Shout out to the president.
Hey, Chase, shout out to you, man, for making the offer, too.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Are you going to JTP?
I think so.
JTP.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Since you didn't want to hang out, Raff, and watch the Husker baseball game, I asked you. That's what people don't see. You talk so negative about me.
Oh,
but I sat here and AD.
You've got to be kidding me.
AD as my witness. I sat here and said, hey, Raff, you want to hang out? You want to watch the Husker baseball game?
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to
I remember Friday night, some guy going, Monday night, we going to 88 Tactical? I'm like, yeah, Nick, let's go to 88 Tactical.
There was no follow-up. There was no follow-up,
when you say you're going on Monday, you say that you're going to 88 Tactical.
There was no
then
follow-up.
yesterday, I go, what are we doing tonight? He's like, I'm going to a soccer game.
You did not.
So step off.
Tell Randy.
Step off. Get him, Raff.
Tell Randy I'm sorry. Tell Randy I'm sorry.
And
what's up, Rico? How you doing? Sorry,
and I'm telling you right now, the PPB there is amazing.
I should start giving PPB reports wherever I go.
Yes,
you got to.
Everywhere I go, I just make a video.
You got to.
Nick's PPB report.
Sponsored by
somebody.
Let Jake know. 40. I'm not gonna give Jake's number. But.
You know who wasn't invited to hang out?
Rico.
Oh man.
Well, Rico.
No, it's too late.
I hung out with you Friday night.
I know.
I hung out with you Saturday.
You didn't hang out with me Saturday.
I hung out with you Saturday afternoon.
You were on the other side of the table.
We were at McKinney's.
We were in the same area. We did not hang out.
Your wife said more words to me than you did on
That's
Saturday.
true. That's true.
Not my fault. I'm not scary, Rico.
You were talking to Nate. I didn't want to interrupt the bromance.
Oh yeah, that was too. I woke up that morning and then that tweet was out. I was like, oh my God, they're already hanging out at 8 a.m.
Yeah, they were hanging out, drinking beer.
Nate texted me on the night before. He's like, hey, so we started to drink at 8 a.m. I was like, no. I was like, we can do 9.
Nate did.
Yeah.
So they got started early.
But hey, they brought Krispy Kreme donuts over, so it's okay.
Oh,
it's fine.
All's good. Bring food.
That's the way to my heart.
Maybe
donuts.
So that's what I got to do.
Yeah, Raff, I'll be so kind to you. I was kind of
like
Jake.
5 minutes.
I was kind of Jake and Bill and Sip this morning because they had Pop-Tarts in the back.
The way to Nick's heart is by clogging his arteries.
No, I'm off fast food.
I love them.
I'm off fast food.
I'm off fast
The way
food.
to Nick's heart is by trying to stop Nick's heart.
I'm off fast food, but I like those Krispy Kremes.
But I'll eat it.
The way that Nick's heart is.
It wasn't even the fact about the Krispy Kreme donuts. It was just the thought. The thought.
It's a thought that counts.
It's thought.
Okay.
100%.
Well, speaking of thoughts, Aaron said, question for you. Did anyone rewatch the spring game and have a different opinion than what we saw on Saturday? After watching recruits that were in town, they mostly all said they liked what they saw, like the speed of the game, the schemes, players flying to the ball, etc. Felt like I was being too critical on Saturday. Maybe it was better than I realized. Thoughts?
I went back and rewatched the spring game. I would say I think people are being maybe a little too critical of it. I think I understand there's some fumbling issues. I see it. I'm not, but that's stuff like over the summer where you take more snaps with your center. You become more, and you got to realize also that Nebraska has been going from the shotgun for what 5 years now. So going back under center, getting that smooth, taking handoffs. A lot of these players, I mean, Jeff Sims, this is the first time he's played with any of these running backs. First time he's played with receivers. So now you take this summer and you tighten things up. But I was impressed Saturday just by the organization of it all. Like, I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, running a bunch of different formations, doing motion, adding a fullback, adding in that H-back that, goes in motion and blocks. So from that standpoint, I was impressed with what I saw. There wasn't a ton of false start penalties, which you think, with a new offense, new quarterback, new cadence, just a bunch of new stuff, a lot of things going through their heads. I thought they handled the situation, and the stuff that I saw, where I was like, ooh, that's stuff that they can work on in the summer. And I would expect that there will be a lot of players that, are back here this summer that are, doing a lot of throwing and doing handoffs and just small stuff to, tighten things up.
That summer that you mentioned, Raff, the summers can be critical. Just for those guys to continue to gel with each other. At 15 practices under their belt. That's one thing I guess I want to emphasize. 15 practices.
Yeah.
Not 25, not 30. You've had 15 practices to get to know your coaches to know you. You're changing your systems on both sides of the ball. That is a massive overhaul. I'm not honestly surprised with the number of times the ball was on the ground.
Yeah.
You don't like to see it.
No.
You definitely don't like to see it, but I'm not surprised in that, again. Now, I'll say this, though. Now, regardless of what offense you're running, you still got to hold on to the football. I don't care if you're a runner. I mean, if you're a runner or pass, but you still got to hold on to the ball. Those things will be corrected. You go back and look at rules teams. Historically, they take care of the ball. I'm not talking about in Carolina, but I'm talking about with Temple and Baylor. They were very ball-controlled offenses. So he's not going to have you out there if you are putting the ball on the ground.
Yep.
The young man from Georgia, Gilbert, the tight end, had 2 drops right in his hands.
Yeah.
However, obviously, we know that's not going to be a norm for him because we wouldn't have took him in the first place, if that was the case.
And you got to look at him also. He's wanting to impress us probably just as much as we want him,
Pressing hard. Pressing hard.
He's pressing. He'll get used to it.
Yeah.
I just the functionality of it all. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how there wasn't a lot of, from what I saw, there wasn't a lot of like blown like routes. People looked like they were supposed to be where they were supposed to be at. And that's saying a whole bunch, being that, you basically installed a whole new offense.
Yeah.
So that's where I was looking at it. Some of the other stuff, yeah, you can nitpick it all you want. And yeah, if you nitpick it, you're going to find things wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But what were we expecting? Like, I knew that there was going to be stuff that wasn't going to be perfect or even be close to perfect.
Yeah.
What I wanted, what did we say going into it? We just want a physical ball game. We don't want people playing 2-hand touch out there.
Yeah.
They came out, they gave us a good physical. The defense was flying around. I liked what I saw from the defense. Offense struggled, but still you see glimpses. Like, to say that we don't have a great stable running backs. I mean, I see greatness in these running backs, and I'm not afraid to say that we have probably the 4 best running backs that I've seen at Nebraska. It's probably back maybe when was it Amir Abdullah and Aaron Green, and we had like those 3 running backs back like 10 years ago, maybe. But other than that,
it's a deep room, man.
Yeah, it is.
Running backs room's a deep room, and a lot of those, one of those guys, Ramir and Grant, and those guys could play at a lot of other schools and start.
Oh yeah,
I mean, so and and Kent Lincoln, you got a good point where it says, because I can understand 3 or 4 turnovers wouldn't be overwhelming, but 8 the spring game, that's a lot, and that is a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not excusing it.
And you had the 1 turnover it would have been an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
So you take that away, and you can, and like you said, yes, with turnover numbers, yeah, they're alarming, but I really believe that it's something you can fix. So
let me say this though, man. I mean, I first of all put it this way too. Matt Rule was not showing a lot on Saturday. That was a very, very elementary called game as far as play calls. You're not going to be showing your cards on a nationally televised game. It was a very vanilla game as far as that goes, as far as play calls.
And he also called the game too. Most coaches, most offense coordinators are setting up plays and trying to, scheming against the defense to gain yards. I felt like Saturday, it wasn't so much scheming the play calling. It was more to see players
in positions.
So
positions and scenarios. Well, I call it positions and scenarios.
Yeah.
To see what they do in certain positions, certain scenarios of a game, in a game time atmosphere. And the thing about this, guys, too, that defense was flying around.
Yeah.
Now, do you equivalent that to the defense being that aggressive, to the offense being careless? Because two of those fumbles that I saw, those were just good. There were some good pops. It's not excusing the turnovers by any stretch of the imagination, but two of those were some good pops. And I tell you what, now think about this. Had the offense score, they ran up like 45 points, people have been aching about, oh, man, that defense is going to need some help, man. All you would have been hearing about is, man, the 3-3-5. And you think about it, they played 4-3 and 3-3-5.
Yeah.
You can change that look at the snap as far as that goes.
Oh, yeah.
So I was actually impressed with the defense.
Yeah, and then so Stevie Wilson from the YouTube, I hear a lot of excuses, shaking my head. This team has a long way to go, 18 tackles for losses and 8 turnovers. I'm not saying, I don't think we're giving excuses. I'm just saying that the stuff can be fixed.
Yeah, it's all fixable. Yeah, and first of all, it's known to all of us this team has a long way to go. Again,
there's none of us
15 practices.
Yeah, none of
That's
us.
it.
None of us here are. I don't think we've made any excuses. Yes, they've got work to do, but I'm just saying I don't think it's as bad as what some people I've heard, and I'm just like, whoa, wait a second. It's like you got a whole brand new offense, you got a brand new defense in 15 practices. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be stuff, but I mean, if you're going to go in it with the we're going to be horrible attitude, I guess you'll probably get horrible. I think you got to have. I mean, at the end of the day, we say it all the time. Until it happens on the field, happens in, when's the first game? September?
August 31st.
August 31st. If it happens, what happens on August 31st is all that matters now. But like watching that game on Saturday, yeah, the offense looked like there was no rhyme or reason, because at the end of the day, they wanted to see the players. They weren't scheming and like, okay, well, we're going to run this play and then come back to this later. I don't think there was any of that going on Saturday.
I think what we'd like to do as Husker fans is overreact to a spring game. I think personally for me, taking a couple steps back and rewatching the spring game now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting caught up in everything. I think a big reason why also is because if you look at Matt Rule's history and you look at the players that stood out on Saturday, the Cameron Lenhart, the Prince Will Uman Mielen.
Prince Will.
When you talk about two of those guys, those are two true freshmen that are going to probably carve out a role for themselves on Saturdays in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
This season, unfortunately, I hate to be this guy, there's probably going to be a lot of growing pains.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of growing pains for this team this fall. But also, that's why you signed Matt Rule to a 9-year deal.
Yep.
Also, that's why when you look at the track record of Matt Rule, he's been playing. They have a poor record in year 1, and year 2 and year 3 they finally get up the ground and running. He did the same thing at Baylor, where they bring in they have a lot of true freshmen and young guys that are playing. But what's the best way to get them experience for year 2 and year 3? Yes, physical practices can help, and that sure helps in the spring. Trust me, folks, we were there, and the practices look different than what they did under previous leadership. But unfortunately, practices only do so much, and once you get into a game and you have to make those split-second decisions, that's when you do your biggest amount of growth. And so I think, unfortunately, there's going to probably be a lot of growing pains this year, and there's going to be a lot of overreaction. There's going to be a lot of conversations had of, oh no, can Matt Rule do this? But unfortunately, I think there's a really important offseason or summer coming up for him, and this is what Matt Rule does.
Yep.
This is what Matt Rule does. The guys that are going to play on a lot of the guys I think that are going to play on Saturdays in the fall did not play last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason that may be, whether it's they're a newcomer, whether it's a new addition, whether they just got skipped over on the depth chart, or they just the previous staff didn't feel like they had their spot. Most importantly, I'm talking like Ramir Johnson. Like Ramir Johnson, you're looking at wide receivers, and if Nebraska loses a couple to the portal, you're talking they have 7 true freshmen in that wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they have a newcomer in Josh Fleeks. They have a newcomer in Billy Kemp, and they have IGC and Xavier Betts who returned to the team after leaving midway through their years.
Dude, I was really impressed with Billy Kemp.
Yeah,
I was really impressed
too.
with him, man. He's a hybrid. He's a player, utility player. You can put him in a lot of different positions in the slot, in the backfield, line him up wide. Line him up wide, line him up in the slot. The dude brings a lot of quickness to an already quick room as far as that goes. To an already quick room. I'm excited for the receivers in particular. The running backs. There's a lot of depth at running back and receiver. Unknown Texture says it's been fixable since 1997.
Well, and Tony in Fort Bragg, North Carolina says this perfectly. Worst thing about a spring game is what's good for one side is bad for the other side. The coaches got what they needed, evaluation of live reps. Because here's the deal.
Great point.
Would we have been thrilled with the performance if it was 2 turnovers? Because, hey, the offense is moving the ball, but the defense didn't force turnovers.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have a high-scoring game, and you're going to say, oh, no, the defense.
Could you imagine?
If it's
this 3-3-5 is horrific.
Well, it's like
get rid of it.
If it's like the Oklahoma spring game, and I think they scored over 80 points, both teams, it's going to be okay. There's going to be no defense for this. Get Tony White out of here. So I think that's what's tough. So, Tony, you make a great point where it's the coaches got what they wanted and needed in evaluations of live reps. Also, the spring game is specifically more for the fans, where they do, as AD said, keep it a little more vanilla.
You have to.
The most important scrimmages were on the 2 previous Saturdays, where once again
they were closed.
They were still physical. They were still hitting. Everybody was live, but they didn't have to. They weren't showcasing it for anybody,
and nor should they have.
And those are the more important scrimmages than even the spring.
And it's a different, like last week. It's a different environment playing in front of people. So I'm assuming you didn't hear much, in the scrimmages about turnovers, like a lot of turnovers. I know he said a couple times that there were a few times where they put the ball on the ground, and he was like, I guess I need to be happy for the defense because they cause these turnovers, but I don't want them laying the ball on the ground. And one of the things that I told AD about Saturday that it really kind of surprised me a little bit was I thought maybe if they fumbled or turnover, they'd start running.
Yeah.
And it kind of surprised me a little bit that they did not do
Here's
that.
a question. Are we surprised that the backup quarterback struggled? Are we surprised that the backups weren't good? I sit here and first of all, your first or second string, wherever Casey Thompson, Jeff Sims line up 1A and 1B, one of those guys are out and have been out for the entire spring.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you had in that backup quarterback room last year.
Right.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
No, they were. I struggle to say that it was serviceable last year. And so you sit there and you're like, unfortunately, you have a guy in Logan Smothers that's barely played a snap, but we saw it when he came in against Iowa 2 years ago. They had to shut down a passing game.
Yeah.
You saw it then. We haven't seen Heinrich Harburg. You're only hearing about him in the spring, and everybody's freaking out because he's trucking a guy on a video, and I get that, because it shows physicality that we haven't seen over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Chuba Purdy was fine last year in the later stages of the year when Casey was out. We haven't seen Richard Torres. I think taking all things into consideration, you had 4 or 5 quarterbacks play on last Saturday with separate centers and guys moving around on the offensive line and weird combinations at running back and weird combinations at wide receiver. And I think sometimes, once again, it's somewhat of an overreaction, because when you take all those things into consideration, you go, wait, Heinrich Harburg wasn't playing last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Logan Smothers has struggled to get on the field or throw the ball over the last 3 years of being a Husker.
And another thing,
Chuba Purdy went to was it Michigan and just fell apart.
Yeah.
It's like, I just think that we've seen over the last couple of years the gigantic drop off between Nebraska's number 1 quarterback and number 2, 3, 4, 5, that I think maybe it was just a little bit, we forgot about that.
So this is another perspective that I kind of was scratching my head a little bit about. Jeff Sims, So I guess a lot of people are looking at this spring game as the end all be all, like, oh my God, horrible, terrible. Okay. Well, after the game gets over with, and I would listen to some of the shows yesterday a little bit after we got off, and everybody's like, well, Jeff Sims, he's got accuracy issues because he only completed 58% of his passes at Georgia Tech. Okay. But now we're looking at the spring game. He was 9 for 13. I believe he had a drop pass. So that's over a 70% clip. So I'm like, so what are we looking at here? Because all I ever get is like, somebody from this station said that Casey Thompson is locked in 100% starting quarterback game 1 because Jeff Sims had accuracy issues. And I'm like, but he completed 70% of his passes in the spring game. So what are we looking at here? I go into the fall ball. I'm thinking it's clean slate for everybody. They've seen stuff in the spring. You go in. Am I saying that Jeff Sims is the starting quarterback game 1? I'm not sure. Am I saying Casey Thompson? Not sure. I don't think any of that has been decided yet. And you always go back and you're like, well, he has accuracy issues. Well, spring game, he completed 70% of his passes. So I'm confused by how we go back and forth. Like, we're good, we're bad, we're good. We're not going to know until October 31st or 30th.
I would also say, I think they both maybe have accuracy issues. When you look at career stats, Jeff Sims has 23 interceptions over his seasons, and over 2 seasons, Casey Thompson has 19. So having 10 interceptions last year and 9 the year before was Casey Thompson. I think you could make an argument that both of them have accuracy issues.
I'll tell you what though.
Off the field football mind, we know who they are.
We
know who they are.
I like where we're sitting. If we have, and I hope and pray that both of them are here come fall, because I like that situation, having both those. You had mentioned it yesterday, AD, about having 2 good quarterbacks,
100%.
and that is needed. And it looks like they get along well on the sideline. Saw that at the end of the spring game. They're over there talking and stuff. And so I want that situation. I want Jeff Sims. Because I believe they're both integral parts to being to making Nebraska successful.
Well, I know Texter says if we follow rules history, we're going 2-10 the first year, 6-6 the second year, and 10-2 in the third year.
Yeah, yes and no. I think the situations that Rule walked into, this is a lot different situation than what.
And that's what I wanted to mention. Like I said earlier in this conversation, like there's going to be growing pains, and he's going to play a lot of younger guys. He did it at Baylor. He did it at Temple. And you saw that. I mean, this is what you signed up for. You did not sign up for a 2-10 year, but I'm saying you may have signed up for a 5-7 or a 6-6 year in year 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. But I think also we'd sit here and be like, hell yeah, get us to a freaking bowl game. Get us to a freaking bowl game.
If I'm Nebraska,
we don't care.
If I'm Nebraska right now, if I'm Donnie Raiola, if I'm Satterfield, the first call that I'm making this summer or even now is I'm calling Coach Osborne and I'm saying, we want to run the ball. Show us how to run the ball.
Which is so
use the man's his football acumen is still, I would say, top 2% in probably the country. And I'd get with him. I mean, if Nebraska's going to win games next year, it's going to be running the ball.
Well, when I think about running the ball or passing the ball or kicking a field goal, you got to protect. So goes Nebraska's records going to go. So go that offensive line, man. I mean, we've seen that on both sides. And because here's why it's so crucial. We all know why it's crucial to have men in the trenches. If you can't keep people off your quarterback, we've seen what happened. Not only that, that's why I'm glad we have a 2 quarterback situation. Yep. It's going to be that way. I like seeing the depth we have. I like the number of running backs. Unfortunately, we needed them because we couldn't protect them. So therefore, we were getting quarterbacks taken out. Running backs were getting hurt. And the stress that brings on your defense, if your defense is on that field like we saw last year, almost 60% of the time, 70% of the time in some games,
they wear out.
You wear out. So all the other positions, yes, you got to have solid quarterback play. You got to have good running backs, receivers, etc. The defense was flying around. It's early. Again, 15 practices. But my main concern is offensive line, because an offensive line or their lack thereof impacts your defense, because that means they're going to be in the field a lot longer. which puts him in a bad situation. So to me, the key thing for me, all these other things, man, you can plug and play. All right. We know we have athletes at all those other positions. My biggest thing I'll be watching, and when the fall ball starts, how much did the offensive line progress?
Yep.
That's going to be key. Because we can have a great defense, but if we offense is going 3 and out, that great defense legs are going to be shot, man.
I don't think this staff is going to go into the portal for an offensive lineman, and that might make some Husker fans mad. Is saying that I don't think I think unless something falls into their lap that fits perfectly, I think this is what you got on the offensive line. I think the biggest thing about it though is as Rico's talked about, and mentioned to us, there were a lot of guys switching positions on Saturday. That won't happen in the fall. There was a lot of guys going from interior to outside to guard to tackle to guard to center.
Played various roles.
Right, various roles. Once again, because of that evaluation, because they want to have stuff on film that they can look at and say, hey, this is a better spot for you. I completely agree with that. The offensive line's gotta improve. But I think you also got to get healthy. Like you need a Teddy Prohaska there. You need Turner Corcoran to get 100% healthy if he's not. And I think that's just kind of where they're at. But I know a lot of people have asked questions throughout various shows on the text line, like they better hit this transfer portal hard. I don't think they are. I really think that they're going to get down to maybe that an 84 number, and they're going to leave one spot open. But other than that, I don't think they try to go searching for one unless it falls in their lap.
Well, I think it's interesting. Here we are today could be an interesting day. I think the rest of this week is going to be, because the portal closes next Sunday. Actually this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday, the 30th.
Closes this Sunday. So to see what type of action may be taking place the rest of this week with guys leaving to see where they fit at. Because again, this week someone's going to know they're not on scholarship anymore. Yeah. I mean, it has to happen.
You know what's fascinating, Raff, about that discussion of running the football? Over the last X amount of years, Nebraska hasn't been able to run the football when they've wanted to.
Nope.
That's the most disappointing part. Is like when you need to slow down a game, when you need to do this, do that, either you don't have the playmaker healthy in the backfield to do it,
right,
or you don't have the offensive line to be able to provide it. Now you need a mix of both, I think, because the offensive line can't do everything if the running back's not shifty and doesn't have good vision, things like that. But you can have as good a vision. We saw it last year. You can have as good a vision as Anthony Grant had. You can be as shifty as you want with Ramir Johnson. Yeah. But if you have to make a move, a jump cut 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, as soon as you get handed the football, you're starting 3 steps back before you can get moving forward.
Right.
I just think going from under center is going to help our running game considerably, because you're going to get those running backs running downhill. Seems like in the prior years when we're in the spread and in the shotgun and doing those RPOs, it always felt like we weren't given a chance for our backs to get up, ahead of speed before they hit the hole. I mean, I'm okay with running some ISOs and running some of that power football. That'll just help. It'll help play action passing game because it's going to bring up those safeties. So I just think going from under center it'll be huge.
So Sanderson, and he makes a good point. He says Rule said that he will always look for linemen who can help this team. I think 2 offensive linemen will be added. Now, part of that also is if any of them leave, if any of them choose to depart. But I believe it was this quote from after the spring game where I felt like Rule was like, "This is the group we gotta have."
I don't think there's any more getting more depth, right? I mean, we're not. We have the players we have. We have some guys coming in. We're going to coach them, So we're not. I'm not thinking about anybody other than the guys on our team.
I just really feel like he's starting to closes the door. Now, granted, if a really talented guy that started 30 games in college football says, "Hey, I want to come and visit Nebraska," there's a difference between reaching out to a player in the portal and actually getting a visit. If that there's completely difference. I think they might be in communication.
Yeah.
But and they might follow him on Twitter and because you always see those accounts tweet. It was like, this guy's following Omar Hales, this guy's following Donovan Raiola. What does this mean? There's a difference. With transfer portal, it's very rarely do you just have communication and no visit without a commitment.
Well, from what I see from the Nebraska coaching staff too, is they're always grinding. So are they aggressively watching the portal? Probably not. But do they have an eye on the portal? Definitely.
Well, every good staff does.
Yeah.
But once again, the question was, can you get more depth on the offensive linemen? Saying in a roundabout way, hey, there's a way you can get more depth. We all are aware of it. Are you looking that way in here once again for last time?
I don't think there's any more getting more depth, right? I mean, we're not. We have the players we have. We have some guys coming in, coach. We're not thinking about anybody guys.
So I just think it was. I felt like that he could have left that door open. Like, there is nothing that Matt Rule does without meaning or purpose.
Exactly.
And he knew he could have left that door a lot more open, where it's, hey, listen, we're always looking to get better, and we're definitely, as in this day and age of college football, we're going to continue to look to get better. But he didn't. He said we're going to coach the guys on our team, and I don't think there's getting more depth. I don't think there's a way to get more depth. So.
I'll tell you what, there was a lot to unpack. There's still a lot to unpack, like I said, because decisions have to be made on that.
I love football season.
Oh, yeah. The decisions got to be made on that roster. Think about it. We're getting closer, man. We're getting closer to it, to seeing what's going to happen. A lot of work to be done still. Folks, we're going to talk some more sports when we come back. Some NBA games took place last night, NFL news as well. We'll come back and talk about it on The Drive with AD and Raff and Nick Holden's down, 9.7 ticket.
Spring here and special financing on all John Deere tractors and zero-turn looking great. And use John Deere's wide selection of attachments to landscape your property to perfection. And for a limited time, with a purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Acres, solutions for every field.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Experience cool blue waters right in your backyard. All in-stock above-ground swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. And don't forget to stock up for the season with our spring chemical sale for any new or existing pool. Learn more at bonsallpool.com or visit us at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule a catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see a bit of an increase in cloud cover by later this afternoon, but still see mild temps with a high of around 65. Southeast winds at 15 to 20. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, a low dropping down to around 42. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover, slightly warmer with a high of 67. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For 75 years, Cedars has been a refuge for children in need, providing kids with safety, stability, and enduring family relationships. Learn more about the organization and how to be part of it every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Cedars Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Attention Lincoln. Looking for an effective way to reach the fitness goals you haven't been able to accomplish on your own? Body Fit Training science-based programming is led by multiple highly accredited coaches who will help you get the results you're capable of. Their group of strength training classes are designed to help you build muscle, burn fat, and improve your overall fitness level. At BFT Lincoln, you'll train like an athlete and be surrounded by motivated and like-minded individuals. For a limited time only, book a free class or exclusive trial offer by visiting bodyfittraining.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It's Tuesday, and I got a Raff's good take.
One more to add on to that offensive line discussion. Sanderson, you're all good, by the way, man. One thing to also add, offensive linemen in the portal are like gold. If a good one enters, they get swooped up and they get contacted by everybody.
Yep.
That's why who's the guy that went to Nebraska then committed to Oklahoma the next 2 days?
Hood.
Walter Rouse. Walter Rouse. I had to sound it out. But no, I mean, he was a guy started significant amount of time at Stanford, and he was highly coveted.
Yep.
Same with Micah Mazuka, who's the guy that transferred from Baylor, went to Florida, then back into the portal. He's just kind of phased out into the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But they're highly coveted, and if you're not one of the first teams contacting them, then you're not going to get them. So
Right.
I think that's important to remember. You don't want to just throw everything at an offensive lineman unless they're going to help you instantly.
And no, because that thing with Walter Rouse, I mean, potentially, obviously, he's a game changer.
That still boils my blood.
Yeah, I mean,
I will never forget where I was when Walter Rouse decommitted from.
Yeah, where were you at?
I was at some local grocery store down in Overland Park, Kansas, walking out of a bachelor party. We had just left the casino at 4:50 in the morning, went to a grocery store and walked out, and I was like, dang, are you serious right now? This is what we're doing right now?
Hence why, and
we don't count them in until they walk on campus for that first class.
Yeah, I'm just not, because, man, too many things can happen, man.
100%.
Rouse was saying all the right things, and I'm going to this and that. And
because I think he truly believed it.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
And then a couple extra G's came calling. He was like, "You know what? I don't believe it as much anymore.
Don't believe it that strongly."
In the article,
I'm just kidding.
In the article, it says that he, because of the offensive line coach at Oklahoma, I think it was maybe that, but also against more zeros at the end.
The offensive line coach gave him more money.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm not counting none of these guys.
But I'll tell you what,
I'm not counting them out.
That Oklahoma offensive line coach, they put up a figure on the Oklahoma football website about how much money that he's made the players in the NFL.
It just astronomical. He's one of the best, man.
All right.
He knows what he's doing. That was one of the things that Rouse mentioned, that, hey, after visiting with them, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure there was probably just money involved. If it's not money now, it's what he knows it's future money under the tutelage of that coach. Again, and someone said, we'll stay on this point, I guess. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Ryan J. Do you think that Riley Kidd looks at Nebraska as a possible red flag since Nebraska has already 6 or 7 quarterbacks on staff with the room being too crowded? Not at all.
Not at all.
When you're recruited like he is, you're not even, you're going to surpass them anyway if you make it this way.
We will do Raff's good take in the next
both.
segment.
Yeah, we'll do both.
As well as AD.
I was like, what happened?
We got a guy crying over here.
I was like, what happened? I thought
it's all right. It's going to be all right.
Well, folks, we're going to nurse this baby back to health or something
Raff
like
is singing
that.
or crying.
Yeah,
It
I don't
sounds
know.
the same.
I'm fine, Raff. We're going to.
Wow.
Shots fired again, man.
Believe this, everybody.
I mean, listen, go ahead and start crying again, Raff.
Right now.
It sounds the same. I don't know the difference.
Wow. Go to break.
Oh, folks, have a message for our sponsors while Raff gets a Kleenex and Nick gets I don't know, a tippy cup. We'll see what happens. This is the Drive with AD and Raff and Nick. 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring jobs from hundreds of new openings in sales, travel and support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel building systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Attention Lincoln. Looking for an effective way to reach the fitness goals you haven't been able to accomplish on your own? Body Fit Training science-based programming is led by multiple highly accredited coaches who will help you get the results you're capable of. Their group of strength training classes are designed to help you build muscle, burn fat, and improve your overall fitness level. At BFT Lincoln, you'll train like an athlete and be surrounded by motivated and like-minded individuals. For a limited time only, book a free class or exclusive trial offer by visiting bodyfittraining.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to save 35 to 75% off at the Spring Mega Sale. We're taking our better than internet prices and cutting them even deeper, bringing you the biggest sale of the season. Monday, April 24th through Saturday, April 29th, the Spring Mega Sale is on at Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
There's a new way to vacay when you fly LNK. Check out brand new service at the Lincoln Airport to some of America's favorite travel destinations. Catch convenient nonstop flights to Vegas, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Orlando, Austin, Dallas, or Nashville when you fly via Redway. With so many affordable options to choose from, planning your vacation has never been easier. Visit goflyred.com and book today. Flights are public charters offered by Global X Air Tours LLC and operated by Global Crossing Airlines Incorporated.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Playoff hockey comes to the capital city this week as the Lincoln Stars host the Des Moines Buccaneers in the first round of the 2023 Clark Cup playoffs. It's a best-of-3 game series with Game 1 coming on Monday night, Game 2 on Tuesday, and if necessary, Game 3 on Wednesday. All 3 games will be played at 7:05 p.m. and at the Icebox. Lock in your postseason seats to cheer on the Stars by purchasing $10 tickets now at LincolnStars.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see a bit of an increase in cloud cover by later this afternoon, but still see mild temps with a high of around 65. Southeast winds at 15 to 20. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, a low dropping down to around 42. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover, slightly warmer with a high of 67. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket, wrapping up another show. It's got to be time for a Raff's Good Take.
Should we do AD attitude adjustment?
Oh,
let's do Raff's. Oh.
Do you guys believe this guy?
Here we go. Are you ready, Raff?
Oh, I'm ready. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take right now. Gosh, I love that song. All right, everybody. My Raff's Good Take today goes out to Chris Voss. Chris is a teacher in the Gretna Public Schools District. And my sister actually sent Chris to me as a nomination. She said that this guy, the teacher that he is just like simply amazing. So yesterday they had a canned food drive for their school, and he basically came out and told his kids, if we win the competition, I'm shaving my head. And they won. He shaved his head. My sister said he's constantly doing stuff like this. Just a great teacher. Some of his quotes are just like remarkable. He's like, his favorite quote is from Mother Teresa. He's like, we can do no great things, only small things with great love. And he felt like that the kids were going maybe a little too overboard, just wanting him to shave his head. And he came out and he just let his kids know. He's like, we know we're having a good time doing this with me shaving my head, but please remember those less fortunate than us. Give thanks for what we have in whatever way you can. And our tasks need not be great, only a task to help out others in need. I mean,
man, that's well good take.
Just a great guy, great teacher. So
well
just wanted to spotlight Mr. Voss.
Mr. Voss, big shout out to you, and a big shout out to who sent that to you?
My sister.
Yeah, appreciate
Listening
that.
in Houston, Texas.
Appreciate that. That's a big shout out. We need more teachers like that, man. The 80 attitude adjustment for today, folks, is brought to you by ILC Integrated Life Choices. ILC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time, days, evenings, weekends. Help ensure a meaningful life for the people you support and helping to achieve their hopes and dreams. Apply at ilc.net/careers. Again, it's ilc.net/careers. Folks, the 80 attitude adjuster today is Sanderson already did it. I mean, he talked about it in that quote. I've been thinking about that for the whole presentation. Because, Sanders, you know why? I was actually irritated when I walked in this morning because I was on the airline for almost an hour. They had me on hold already about to change my flight time. And I was just, oh, man, just irritated. I see your text on there talking about, hey, when you go through what you've been through, it brings perspective. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, there was a flight just the other day, and I'm worried about a delayed flight, a potential delayed flight. There was that incident I seen just in the news last night with some birds that flew into the engine. They had to make an emergency landing. And they were literally showing it from the ground. You could see fire shooting out of this engine and while the plane was still in the air. I'm just thinking, okay, and I'm seriously tripping about a potentially delayed flight. Thank you, Sanders, for bringing perspective, man, because sometimes our problems aren't that big of a deal when you go through some pain. So, 80 attitude adjustment, folks. That was Tuesday. Raff, you'll be remote. Actually, you'll be in the studio tomorrow, Raff, right?
Yep, I'll be here tomorrow.
Raff will be in the studio. I will be out of the studio, but I will be back on Thursday and Friday. Raff will be on remote for Thursday for sure, maybe Friday. But nevertheless, Nick will be here holding it down.
I'm excited to have a show with Raff tomorrow.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
It sounds like the drive is going to become a steel cage match.
Only a one-sided steel cage match because I don't do that. See how aggressive he is, folks? Perspective, Raff.
Folks, thanks for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday. Be safe, have fun, and thanks for joining us on the drive. Join us guys tomorrow, 8 to 10 a.m.
Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All righty now.